Hello again, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Don't be a doofus. It is our weekly wrap-up episode, and we have a lot to talk about in the episode. I wanted to start with just a brief story. When I was born 12 years after my next youngest sibling. So my brother and sisters were grown and gone before I pretty much knew what the heck I was doing. One of my fondest memories has always been going to automobile races with my dad, specifically a little place called Mount Lawn Speedway in Indiana and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Speedway, Indiana. And there were those that went to races just to watch wrecks. And I was never one of those. And this wrap-up episode, there aren't going to be any wrecks. You'll see what I mean. It's going to be I'm going to have some beautiful video and no violence, no anger during this episode. I've got to start off with Portland, and another death. We know that much. I've heard three different things, at least three different stories. I've heard that the man that was killed was trying to stop somebody else from being shot. I heard he was a target of Black Lives Matter. I have heard that he was a target, but by the Trump supporters, whoever the Blue Lives Matters, whatever the other group was. Don't know what the truth is at the moment, so not going to report on anything other than somebody was tragically shot and killed. And so now we know for a fact somebody's dead and somebody's a felon, somebody's a fugitive, and lives have been changed and lives will never be the same. I'm going to be talking about Portland, but not so much about this specific. I'm going to be talking about the history of Portland. I hear you, Portland. I hear you, Portland. I hear you, Portland. I hear you, Las Vegas. I hear you in Albany, New York. I'm amazed and so grateful and humble that so many people watch this program. I just thank you so very, very much. Kenosha, Wisconsin happened, seems like so long ago, but it was just a few days that two were killed in Kenosha. I'm not going to get into the incident itself at the moment. We will in the upcoming week, of course. But there's something I want to show you. There's a live streamer, Corey Elijah, Koerrijah, Corey Elijah, that just does some incredible work. And he actually, this episode, while we're wrapping up the week, we're going to be highlighting live streamers because we've got Louisville coming up. And some heroic things that live streamers did in Kenosha. Corey Elijah, the gentleman I'm telling you about, I'm going to flip this around so you can see just how beautiful parts of Kenosha are. It's just amazing to me. I'm going to try to talk while we watch here. And Corey he literally saved a museum, the Dinosaur Museum in Kenosha. He himself stopped rioters and looters from from damaging the building that and the museum that he individually and collectively the citizens care so much about. I just wanted you to see a little bit of how beautiful Kenosha actually is on the shores of Lake Michigan.
At the moment, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to dive in it at all.
One of my other favorite live streamers is Maxwell Mitchell from Louisville, Kentucky. Maxwell rides a bicycle, and Corey does his streaming from a skateboard, but just incredibly beautiful images.
Was that the old ploy to get Corey out of the park trick? I don't know.
There's currently
like me, so I don't know.
There's a Blue Lives Matter event going on in the park, and that's what Corey's talking about.
If there's anybody down there.
Again, it's just an incredibly beautiful area, and just one small segment is all most people are going to see, because all you're going to see is riot footage.
If you haven't been to Kenosha and you haven't experienced our parks and our beautiful lakefront, you're missing out. Yeah, that's why. Like, why do you think I sit up for the museum? Like, come on, man. Like, this stuff can't just let this stuff get demolished. Someone got killed in Portland last night. That's super unfortunate. Dang.
So, a little something there from Corey. An amazing live streamer, in my opinion, Corey Elijah, and you can follow him on Facebook, KOERRIELIJAH. For some reason, I keep calling Corey Elijah, and it's not. It's Corey Elijah, ELIJAH. I guess Akeem Olajuwon is probably, for those of you that are old enough to remember that, is probably why that stuck in my head. But incredibly visual storyteller, and that's kind of, I look at the live streamers as field reporters who give you the whole story, and I'm just kind of somebody that dissects what's going on, and I'll show you a minute, a half a minute, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, depending on what it is, and then direct you to where you can see everything for yourself. That's what the live streamers do. They give us the chance to see everything for ourselves by what they do, and some heroic actions. CJ from CJ TV actually was the first responsible person to treat the survivor from Kenosha. Heroic things. Moving on to the rest of the week, Washington, D.C., and the March on Washington. Again, the things that I took from that was the phrase community or chaos, and how it's my fervent hope that we can all choose community of humanity over the chaos of killing and destruction. The other thing I took from Washington, D.C., again, I mentioned Maxwell Mitchell, and if you go to his page, there's a video from Thursday night before the rally and the march, where he's in Washington, D.C. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's absolutely stunning video footage. The other thing about Washington that I took away, NFAC was there, but of the speeches, it was, they killed the dreamer, but you can't kill the dream. And that dream was equality. And that dream was one day a little white girl and a little black girl will be walking hand in hand in peace. And Yesterday in Louisville, there was a kids march, and I want to show a little footage of that, and then talk about the live streamer and talk about the other live streamers of Louisville. But I wanted to make sure we got a look at this, and more importantly, we got to listen. We need to listen to what these kids are saying. Indeed. Put down the guns. Now, I wanted to show just a little bit of that. That video came from Summer Dickerson, by the way, and I'm going to talk about Summer in a minute. I wanted to show just a little bit of that. The quality of the video is not the greatest because the quality of the internet in certain low-income areas is not the greatest. It's just what we just witnessed is basically just another act of potentially systemic racism. Now, I mentioned Summer. I met Summer Dickerson in the park when I was in Louisville, when I was in Justice Park at 6th and Jefferson. If you haven't been there and you can, please try to get there. The vibe of the place is just incredible. But anyway, I met Summer there, and Summer and I have been back and forth trying to get a time worked out where we can do an episode because Summer runs the Women of the Well ministry. She does some incredible community outreach, and some. We need to talk about child trafficking. We need to talk about things that we haven't been talking about because there's so much tension going on in race relations. But that was Summer Dickerson, SummerDickerson. Louisville has a bunch of live streamers. They're all unique. They all bring a different perspective, and they're all good. They go into the hashtag 502 live streamers, and it's Maxwell Mitchell, who I've mentioned before, Antonio T. Wave Taylor. It's J.K. Woolfolk, gentleman named Riot Hart, who I've had some communication with, Jason Downey, who we hope to have on the show as well. We're trying to work these things out to get Maxwell on and to get Jason on at least. I'd like to get more of the live streamers on leading up to the Derby. But these people work, they have jobs, they have other responsibilities. It's not just protesting, and that's all there is to them. And then Tara Bassett, I didn't mention Tara Bassett as one of the live streamers. Now we've got coming up 6 days till Louisville. September the 5th. That's the latest formation for the NFAC. We understand that there are going to be other patriot groups there, the Angry Viking and his followers. And I'm sure Kentucky's Wild Card Command is going to be there. That's not what they're called now.